I'm a big sports addict.
I like sports.
Sports. This is the Husson Eagles Report, an inside look at Husson University athletics. Brought to you by Dysarts on Broadway in Bangor. Show your ID card and receive 10% off your meal. Open daily till 8 p.m. Dysarts on Broadway in Bangor. Come eat.
Zachariah sends a man in motion. Hands off the ball. He's got a first down. He gets to the goal line, and he is in. Shabash McIntosh started the whole process off with a great kickoff return and now gets the 9-yard touchdown run.
Some of the action from Saturday afternoon when the Husson Eagles took down SUNY Maritime out of New York State University out of New York, 39-17. And now it's on to Norwich in the next to the last game of conference play and all. And head coach Gabby Price joins us for our Thursday morning report. Coach, good morning to you.
Good morning, Dale. Clem.
Congratulations on that win. Let's just touch base on that. How about that Shabash and the way the speed he has?
Well, certainly we've seen him here since spring ball in the fall, and he's just really, really quick. He just has a tremendous attitude. So each week, I think for the last 3 weeks, he scored a touchdown. But we keep saying we got to get him more involved. Just shows you how good coaching this is. We wait to the 5th, 6th, 7th game to get him involved. But anyways, we do now, and seems like things are pretty good.
I was saying at the time that he kind of. He's kind of almost like a Reggie Bush type player. He can kind of do a lot of things and get the same build and speed like that, and kind of an all-purpose type guy, huh?
Exactly right. I mean, he gives us great lift on kickoff return, and now he's a punt return specialist for us. Actually, he's a tremendous high school player in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Certainly, he's not the biggest player, but he's certainly quick with a tremendous attitude and catches the ball well. Runs the ball well. He's just very multi-talented young man.
Yeah, it kind of gives you a different look, Coach, in terms of the normal run and pass. I mean, you had him lined up at wide receiver, you had him in the backfield, and then the kickoff returns. Obviously, he returned one 92 yards for a touchdown to start the second half, but had some other good kick returns. That seems like it's a huge advantage, obviously, when you have that great starting field position that he gave you.
Clem, you're 100% right. I think one of the things that we thought on offense that we had to do was just get quicker in some areas. Looks like we have some very good players. We just thought we needed some more speed on the field. And kick game, we work so hard on it, and our guys work so hard. We just, really, it makes it easier when you have better field position. Everybody knows that, but the threat of it, that fact of that, just gives everybody hope, and we don't have to start at the 25 and drive 75 yards.
And it kind of diversifies. He kind of helps to diversify. You know that Zachariah can run or throw, and you've got the running game has picked up, and now you can add this speed element. It kind of gives the opposition a little bit more to think about during the week, right, when they watch the films?
Once again, you guys are so correct. Certainly if you can spread the field vertically up and down and horizontally, east-west, it just makes a huge difference for us when we have to defend the whole field. So that's to our advantage, and certainly our guys have done a great job in that respect.
The one thing, Coach, I was impressed with in the win on Saturday was the fact that you had Maritime come in, and their first two possessions, they drove the ball down the field, scored touchdowns, and it would have been easy. Oh, here we go with another one of these option teams. And it, they took almost seemingly all the time off the clock. But you were able to make some pretty good adjustments and come back and, make a complete turnaround and dominate from that point on.
Well, we played 3 option teams this year, Springfield, Gallaudet, and SUNY. We felt on the sidelines we just needed to play against them. They were a little bit different. Really, they were more power where they really wanted to be less option, more power, although they did pitch the ball some. We thought we just had to play and get used to what they're doing. And it seemed like the more we played, the better we got. I mean, sometimes you can't panic because we thought we were better than them. We think we have a better football team, but we just needed to play. I think people can understand this, that sometimes you just have, it's like getting up to bat in baseball. You have to see the pitcher once or twice, and then you know what he's throwing. Same thing happens in football where you just have to see the blocking schemes and where they're trying to attack, and it's not as much adjustments as it is. It's adjustments by the players on the field. As it is, they just have to see it. They just have to see the angles.
Sure. And speaking of that defense, I know Clem has done some work. I mean, your defense is really making a statement on the national standings. Let's go to an example of some of that defense from Saturday afternoon.
And so Heisman will go under center, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, takes a big hit as he tries to get around the end. Ball loose, and it's going to be picked up by the Eagles. Recovered on the play by Bryant Wade, and Husson gets the first turnover of the game, and they are in business as the offense comes on the field in Maritime Privateer territory.
Oh, man, what a big hit by the Eagles defense there, Clement. I'll tell you what, Heisman took a shot.
And actually knocked him out of the game at that point. And that was, I think, one of the plays that you talked about, Coach. You forced a couple of fumbles, and the defense continues to be a story. Last week we were talking to you, and your defense was ranked 25th in the nation. This week you're all the way up to number 18 in the nation.
And they just play so hard. They just it is just amazing. It's like they're not fazed by that much, and they just go back out the next play, and they just really like to play football. It's a great treat for a coach and a fan. I would think that just see guys, the young men, love to play their craft, and certainly defense, but they just like to play. They've got great leadership in there. Got some very, very good football players with Ray Wiggins, and those two linebackers are just outstanding. Stephon Dance and Ellis Talkman. And the other guys, the front four, have really been impressed with how hard they play.
Yeah, you mentioned Ernest Wiggins. He's now up to 22nd in the nation in tackles for loss. He's 27th in the nation in sacks. And, I mean, maybe after last week, he's up to number 1 in encroachment calls. It was an interesting day for him that way. I'd never seen that many encroachment calls on one guy, but it shows the motor that he has, because he had a bead on that quarterback the entire day.
After the 6th one, I said, "You must have seen something here." I don't know, Coach. I think he's moving. I said, "Yeah, you're the only one." But, well, I looked, even the kids were looking around. Look, you can see all these guys. Are we going to take this guy out or not? But he's got great instinct. He's got great instinct. But certainly we'd like to have that narrowed down maybe in half the 4 games.
But you know what, though? Let me just follow up. We can joke now because you won the game, and it's a great teachable moment. But what do you say? He is a talented football player, and but he kind of just got to the point where he was just going too fast. And eventually, you did have to take him out and settle him down. What do you say to a talented player in a situation like that?
Well, in that case, we just took him out and looked at him for a while, and he looked back, and then I think the words were just relax. I'm sure Dwayne Brooks, the defensive line coach, said a little more to him because I saw him get on the phone. Just relax a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that happens is they're like a savant in this instinct. They just have an incredible instinct, not only with the ball, certainly you're supposed to go on ball movement, but also the quarterback's cadence and those kind of things. You're not supposed to, but he certainly hears. He sees things that an artist would see in a painting that someone like me would not see, and that's what he sees and hears and feels.
Well, let's look ahead here before we run out of time, and you've got to go to Norwich, which is a tough place to play, and they're a tough team. Tell us about the matchup here against Norwich, and it is a crucial conference game.
They beat Husson last year. I think it was 56-0. So I think our guys are fired up for that, and not revenge is for small people, but we certainly know the challenges we're facing here. In my opinion, Norwich is the best team in the league, opponent in the league. That's not taking anything against Gallaudet. Gallaudet's the best defense. But I think overall, kick game, offense and defense, Norwich is the best team. That being said, we feel it's going to be a tremendous football game. Our guys have been very excited this week. So certainly it's a great challenge. One that up to this point, unless something changes today, our guys have been up for, and should be a great football game. We're excited for it.
What do they do, Coach? Are they balanced? Do they run more, pass more?
They're in spread, but with 2 backs, which is a little bit different, 3 wideouts, not to be too technical. They have a nice little running back there who's done a great job. And their quarterback, certainly from the start of the season, has really been the thing that got this engine going harder and better. Early in the year, they had a senior who started 3 or 4 years last year. So I thought there's some adjustments. So obviously there's some adjustments. But he's certainly played very well lately, and they run a lot of read option where they fake the ball and he carries, and he's kind of a magician. It's kind of like option football, but from the shotgun. That would be the best way to describe it.
Interesting. Hey, Coach, I know as you try to rebuild the program, you're always looking for different things to see in terms of improvement. What about playing on the road? You seem to have solved playing at home. You've had great success there. Your first couple of non-conference games are tough ones, but you played much better on the road at Gallaudet. Is this kind of one of the pieces to the puzzle you're looking for?
You have to, in order to have a great season, you have to win on the road, Clem. As you know, I don't want to state the obvious. In the past, I thought our guys played great in past years on the road. Somehow the preparation, whatever it was, we feel like we're getting close to here, particularly the last 3 road or the last 2, and now this one. We've talked about what it takes, and I think our guys begin to understand. There's always some risk when you go on the road because you're away, but we feel like our guys are a lot more mature towards this, and they've been terrific the last few weeks. And they were the first few weeks. I'm not saying that, but a little bit more heightened a business trip. I know that's not what you like to say in respect to sports business, because it should be fun and is fun. But all those things, hopefully the indicators are there that we've taken some steps here. Specifically, just preparing in the right manner, getting to sleep on time, and those kind of things.
All right. Well, it should be a lot of fun. You're 4-1, they're 4-1, and it's getting late in the conference season, so it ought to be a lot of fun there on Saturday afternoon. Coach, good luck. Have a great trip over there, and we'll talk to you again there next week.
Clem, thank you. Dale, thank you, and Clem, thank you. We talk about November being the championship season, so hopefully it's going to be the championship.